is up, beautiful people? My name is Sky, and this is your Premier League Week 1 wrap-up. Thousands of relationships were put to the test as football made its club-level return across multiple European countries this weekend. The Premier League kicked off under the Friday night lights at Old Trafford with Man United getting a 1-0 victory over Fulham. Joshua Zirkzee truly had a night that only makes sense in a place coined the Theatre of Dreams, as he scored the match-winning goal in his debut. Though things are not perfect, it seems like there is much optimism and excitement around the trajectory of the club on the red side of Manchester. On Saturday, we had the perfect symphony of 6 matches to look forward to, and they all started with Arne Slot's Premier League debut versus the Tractor Boys of Ipswich. I must say, Ipswich put on a very strong and aggressive performance in the first half and really gave Liverpool a run for their money. But with an Alexander-Arnold, a Jota, a Mo Salah, and a Van Dijk, it was only a matter of time before the star-studded cast put matters into their own hands as they each contributed to the 2-0 win on the road. Arsenal opened up with a very solid performance on the carpet with a 2-0 win over the Wolves. Bukayo Saka put on a masterclass performance that would make any Gunner proud, and to me, they definitely look like a team that can and should make a run for the title this year. As for the Wolves, Mosquera was a bit handsy with the competition as he choked out Kai Havertz and fondled Gabriel Jesus on his backside. Listen, I'm not sure what's going on at Wolverhampton, but they might need to review the HR handbook. Speaking of HR, Wood provided an early goal for Forest in their match versus the Cherries, in which Bournemouth didn't equalize until the 86th minute. Outside of the 2 goals, this game did seem evenly matched, with both teams having a chance to score throughout. It is also important to note that Danilo went down with a terrible leg injury 8 minutes into the match, and I just wanted to wish him a speedy recovery. You never want to see a player get injured like that. As for Brighton, their wingers took flight under the system of their new manager with an impressive 3-0 win over Everton on the road. From a Toffee perspective, this is definitely not the kind of opening you would want for your club, especially considering that this is the last season you'll have at Goodison Park. Joe Linton helped the Magpies get a 1-0 victory over the newly promoted Southampton at St. James Park. This game had all the drama, as Newcastle was forced to play with 10 men as Schär got a red card at the 28th minute mark. Though this wasn't the smoothest start for either club, they showed a lot of fight, and both teams proved to me that they're not going to be an easy side to beat in the Prem, no matter who you are. We ended Saturday with the match of the week, in my humble opinion, between West Ham and Aston Villa. Both teams have had great transfer windows this summer, and like most Premier fans, we just wanted to see how this would affect their on-pitch performance. Amadou Onana had a beautiful header off a set piece 4 minutes into the match to solidify his potential impact at Villa in the matches to come. West Ham did equalize off of a penalty from Paqueta, but in the end, it was the technical prowess of Unai Emery that led the Lions to the 2-1 victory. Also led to an absolute meltdown of the Arsenal fan base as they ended up arguing who's the better manager, Arteta or Emery. I don't know, seems like Emery could be like the one that got away for some North London fans. Continuing the theme of HR right into Sunday, we had a match between the Birds and the Bees, and let's be honest, it wouldn't be a Premier League match week if there wasn't some sort of refereeing debacle, and I have to say, the disallowed free kick from Eze on Crystal Palace was absolute daylight robbery. There's no way you can call a foul there, just no way. On the Brentford side of things though, Wissa and Mbeumo both looked really sharp despite the absence of the third member in their Honey Trinity. Their performance definitely helped to lead them to a 2-1 victory over Crystal Palace. Heading over to Stamford Bridge, Kovacic said no Rodri, no problem, as he put on a stellar performance that helped lead the Citizens to a 2-0 victory over the Chelsea Blue. Erling Haaland also contributed to the goal scoring, making many FPL managers very happy, and City continued to prove why they might win 5 Premier League titles in a row. Boring. Chelsea, on the other hand, has a lot of work to do. Both Enzos found themselves under scrutiny. The one on the bench looked clueless whether he was at the 10, the 8, or the 6, while the one on the sideline made some questionable tactical decisions. With it being literally the beginning of the season, I do think in the end Chelsea will be fine. I just hope that their board is patient enough to give a manager a chance. Todd Boehly leaving right before the match ending definitely didn't look like a good sign, in my opinion. To wrap this all up, we ended match week 1 on Monday between Leicester City and Tottenham Hotspur. Though he was not able to score today, I do think Ange has something special on his hands with Solanke joining his front line. He really looked sharp in the first half, and I think the scoring will come with more games under his belt. It actually ended up being Pedro Porro who gave the Spurs the 1-0 lead into halftime with his goal at the 29th minute mark. Though Spurs were the dominant force in the first half, football is played in a full 90, and like poetry, Premier League heritage showed up as Jamie Vardy scored the equalizer for the Foxes in the second half, and we ended the match week on a draw and 1 point for each side. Truly am sending love and light to any of you out there who might have lost a relationship as football is back, but I hope that your football team won to help you feel a little better. Comment down below your favorite match, and I'll see you next week. Bye!